Okay, guys, this is my beautiful friend, Wendy Newgass. She's one of my favorite people on the planet.
Stop!
Her energy is just infectious. None of it's from caffeine. She's like a unicorn. She's magical, and I love her. And I'm so excited to have her here training you guys tonight on her, what she calls her leadership Bible. I was geeking out when she told me that she has this because I've never heard this before, y'all, and I cannot wait to learn from the queen tonight. So without further ado, this is my beautiful friend, Wendy Newgass. And she's going to tell you all the things. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Maggie. Hi, everyone. Who's all on here? Do I know any of these faces? I'm just kind of scrolling through and waving. Hello. I love your name, Cinnamon. Anyway, I am so excited. It is really my honor to be here. I adore Maggie. We have been friends for years and gone through all kinds of fun trips and trainings and superstar director shenanigans. We've done all kinds of things together, but that's enough said there. My name is Wendy Heath-Newgass. I'm a superstar director from sunny Southern California. I know, right? It's like 73 degrees. I hope you guys have pretty weather today. But every day you wake up, it's a darn good day, isn't it? It really is. So I'm just so happy to be here. Tonight, if you guys are ready, 50 degrees. Oh, sorry, Vanessa. Well, it was 90 last week, so we'll take it. Hey, it's a nice day here in Southern California. Anyway, tonight, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to walk through 5 leadership traits, things that I've, in my 14 years or however long I've been doing direct sales, things that have worked for me, a few leadership traits. I thought I'd work it down to 5, and then you're gonna get the Bible. I'm gonna walk you through how to successfully lead and coach your team. And I hope it gives you wings and it gives you power. And you walk away from this tonight saying, you know what? I'm gonna cry. I can do brave things, because we're gonna do brave things tonight together. Who's ready? Raise your hand. Do I see some hands? I need to see you. Okay, I got to interact a little bit. When I see pretty faces, I just got to interact. All right, so then I'm going to focus and get into this now. So who's ready? All of you? All right, let's go. Thanks again, Maggie, for having me tonight. And there's Cinnamon. Woohoo! Back to you, Cinnamon. Okay, so first and foremost, you know, I've been doing this for a little while, just a few years. I actually have done, gosh, since 11 years. Is that crazy? But before that, I had another company, a jewelry company I did for 8 years. So I've kind of been into direct sales. I love the fact that I can stay home with my kids when they were younger. I can provide a great lifestyle for them. You know, in a time when I could only buy shoes from Payless, suddenly I could buy my kid a name brand shoe and they felt great. Whatever your reason or your purpose is, own that each and every day. That's why I get up every day to be the best leader for my team. So here's 5 great qualities that may inspire you or help you lead your team that you can also share with them as well. So first of all, I got to take a deep breath. I get excited. Can you tell? Again, no caffeine. To succeed in Scentsy or in any direct sales company, you never really feel like a good leader. Go ahead. I'll raise your hand if you think you're not a good leader sometimes. I'll admit it. We get that feeling because you know why? We compare ourselves to others. Guys, you know that's the thief of joy, and that is what's going to ruin you as a leader. Own who you are. Feel good about what you do and know that you are enough. Those are my strongest words I can say to you before we even get started. You are enough, and stop doubting yourself, because that's where I really struggle. So let's talk about these qualities. To be a huge, effective leader, the first one you got to do is you got to show up. Tonight, look at you guys. You showed up. And I'm sorry for the ones that had something that happened and you're watching the replay, but guess what? They showed up. These guys were able. And so that is what you need to do as a leader. You got to show up. You got to be at the events. Maggie puts these trainings together. Her and I did a training swap. You want to show up. You also want to show your other leaders that, you know, you're here as well. That is super important. When you're accountable and someone can count on you and depend on you as a leader, then guess what? You are a great leader right there. just showing up. I know it sounds like the little things, but you got to celebrate these little wins. When you're consistent, now you're going to tell your team, oh, we're going to do a drawing for this, or I'm going to do a challenge. Be consistent. Stay with it. Follow up. If you say it's going to end tomorrow at 6 o'clock, make sure you share that and you end that training, and you are there for that 110%. The most promising thing you can do as a leader is to show up and to be consistent. Someone they can count on. Can they count on you? Think to yourself. Take a minute. Can your team count on you? Be real. Write yourself a note and tell yourself if they can be counted on or not. Because to me, that's really important. If you believe it, that's the best thing. You may have the people that are the naysayers that don't say that, but if you believe that you are dependable and they can count on you, that is a strong quality as a leader. Number 2, this is my big one. Do brave things. No matter what happened in my day today, I was going to be here for you. Doing a brave thing may be speaking. It may be training. It may be going live. Maybe some of you, that's a hard thing to do. But when you have that quality number 2, you do a brave thing, just do the brave thing. Nobody wants to do it. You push it aside. You always do what's comfortable. Do the brave thing. I want you to write down on your piece of paper right now one thing that you're going to do. Tell me that brave thing. Maggie's going to hold you accountable. She's going to want to know what that brave thing. So quality number 2, do the brave thing. Maggie's going to want to know what those brave things are. And maybe you can show her what you did, because we are doing brave things today. Trust me, it doesn't get easier. Just got to do it. Before I got on this call, I was like all nervy, stomach. Yeah, a little TMI. Every single time I speak and share, I'm a complete wreck. I think it's because I care so much and I want you guys to get something from it. I'm going to cry right now. I'm going to try not to, but I just don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want you to sit here and go, oh, I got nothing from her. So it's really important. So my brave thing is always coming on, going live and training and speaking. It doesn't come easy. It may look easy, but it doesn't come easy. So remember, number 2, do the brave thing. Report back to Maggie after you do the brave thing. Maybe it's make that live. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's making that phone call to that fundraiser you've been thinking about. And you're like, I really want to call. I don't know what they're going to say. Do the brave thing. Number 2. Okay, whatever you fear, face it. Because guess what, guys? We are rising together. That's what Sensi is all about. It's not just about how good you do or I do or anybody else does in this business. We rise together. So do that brave thing, face it, and let's rise. Woo. Quality number 3. Are you ready? This is tough. That honesty and that transparency. We talked about it, but it's really vital in your business. Your team follows your lead. If you're a little off and you've got to tell them that you're a little off, or take a minute or an hour or time off, make sure you stay within your boundaries, of course, but that honesty is so important. Do you know that honest leaders also make mistakes? Not only do they make mistakes, they own the mistakes, fix them, and move past it. That is the same thing you should do with your teams as well. Own your mistakes. It's okay. You learn this lesson the hard way. Yeah, you got to just face it. You got to say, you know what? I'm going to give you an example. I didn't know I was going to do this, but I am. I had a thing with a leader in my division. I have other SSDs underneath my SSD division, and I didn't communicate properly with the girl. I didn't know how important it was. I kind of downplayed it. That was my mistake. I should have owned it. I should have said, ooh, I heard this was going on, but I thought, let's not cause the drama. I caused more drama by holding back. Be honest, be transparent, talk. It's better to talk it out right from the get-go instead of holding all this resentment. And then later it's a big problem. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And remember, your team follows your lead. So if you're honest, they're going to be honest with their teams. This is your honest lesson from Wendy Heath-Newgass today. I have a huge heart, but I need to be honest. This is what drives me. And in transparency, I'm learning. It's a little tough. It's a little tough to be such an open book. But as social media gets bigger, you know, you share all the things. Maybe some you should hold back though. Oops. You know what I'm talking about. No politics here. I'm not saying anything about politics. Sorry, my news feed is a little crazy. What am I talking about next? Oh, transparent leaders. So the transparent leaders, they show up and they're there in spite of bumps and detours. Guys, this can be done. You can't just be like, my life's too hard and I just can't. We all have a hard life. Things happen in everyone's life. If I told you today what has happened to me in the past 3 weeks, you'd be like, what the heck are you doing here tonight? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Be transparent, be there, despite the bumps, despite the detours. Do you know when COVID hit, I didn't just sit back like most people did. I know we all did. I said, I need to find a way to work my business. I'm a home party queen. I'm an event queen. I'm a fundraising queen. I'm a basket party. I love doing all the things. Can you tell? I'm not saying I'm a queen, but whatever it is, I do it. I had never done a Facebook party. I was scared. I thought they were like dumb. I thought no one showed up. I'm serious. That's my transparency. And now I've got this big calyx wall display right behind me, the other side, and I do all the parties. It's like when you adapt and you change and you're transparent and you just pick up that kit when times are tough, I promise you will prevail. And you need to share that with your teams, because you can't let somebody, when we're going to talk about connection calls, they're going to say, but I just can't right now. Tell me what you can do, because we're going to find a way for you to work. There is always a way to work your business if you want to. Trust me. I said, I can't do Facebook parties. And I ended up speaking at reunion on Facebook parties. Like, who knew? I did my first one in March, guys. First Facebook party. That's as transparent as you can get. Had never done one. So we can all do the things despite the road bumps and the detours. Honesty, transparency, number 3, super important. Number 4, leaders really help. The most admirable leaders in great direct sales companies throughout Sensi and in all direct sales lands, they seek out the help of others. Look how Maggie and I did a training swap. My team got so much from her, because they don't always want to hear from me. And I hope you're getting something from this as well. But that's what you do. You help others. I'm going to tell you one thing. When you get to that mountain, whether that mountain is lead or star or superstar or director, or you're going all the way to the top, whatever that mountain is, every step you take, the most important thing for you to do is this: turn around, reach back, and grab the hand of others. I'm going to get emotional because a lot of these people get to the top and that's their platform and their plateau. Not me. I want to turn around and I want to bring this gift with everybody. Everybody around me needs to join me. Turn your head back, grab the people and bring them to rise with you. Guys, we all rise together. It is such a beautiful thing. So each mountain and each plateau you reach, turn around and reach back and bring them with you. I promise you're going to feel so good about it too. So number 4, leaders help. That is the quality. So a really good quality. And number 5, did you know as you rise, your team rises with you? Great leaders turn around and help their teams do the same thing. Hold on a sec. I get to drink water. Hold on. They rise by seeing what you do. Do you think if you never went on live, did any trainings, it would help you? It wouldn't. So trust me, your team rises with you. You are the trendsetter. You are the pathfinder. Most importantly, you are blazing that trail, leading them and guiding them. When I give you this book, if it doesn't give you wings to lead your team to success, I don't know what will. Maybe it's not for you, but I'm going to help you. So your team comes to you. I want you to treasure them. You need to nurture them. Be tough on them when they need it too. Show that tough love. But most importantly, my team's success, just like yours, is their success. It's all of our success. Okay. You can't even promote in this business without having active frontline, right? It starts all at lead. To me, a leader is when it starts. The second you hit lead, the second you got a team of one, you are leading. So I created this book, which we're going to get to. You got all 5. Number 5 is the team rises with you. And then one more thing I had to say. Yeah, true leaders model, they model a strong team culture. Don't forget about setting up that team culture right from the get-go. If you accept that negativity on your team page, it's going to continue. If you accept people, let people talk to you, allow them to talk to you in a not professional way, they're going to keep doing it. Right now, you have the chance to build this amazing team culture to keep your team connected, whether it's Zooms or when COVID's not around, we can actually get together. I had my house full. I did team meetings every month. I don't know why they all showed up, but I had 50 to 100 people every single month because they love to get together. My team is missing that connection. So find a way to connect, whether you guys can meet at a park, sit 6 feet apart, wearing masks. That connection is so important for your culture. So the second you have a team of one, hey, let's meet for coffee at a safe place. We can do it now. Don't wait. You've got to do this now. You've got to get that culture, and that culture comes with connection. The minute you connect with your team and you see other teamies connect, you see these relationships that form, that's the beauty of team culture. So now I'm going to talk about this book. Are you guys ready? Okay, so let me tell you how I actually rolled it out. This may work for some of you, it may not. So I got my people together and I actually had it at my house. I know, we sat 6 feet apart in chairs and I brought them all face shields. Swear, it was the funniest thing. Their gift was this book and a clear plastic face shield. It was basically, I want you here, but I want you to wear this. But I need to see your mouth and I need to see your smile because I really hate masks that don't have, I need a clear mouth so I can see people's face. Everybody looks mad. They're all, I've got a mask on, you know? But anyway, so I said, let's all come to my home. I'm going to have all my leads and above in my division as a superstar director come to my house because the second they're lead, I wanted to give them this. I wanted to give them these notes because they have a team of one. So we had a leader's lunch and I had it at my home. And we all sat down and they all got to eat together, of course, 6 feet apart. We got to chat and I asked everybody to tell me a little bit about themselves. They got to share about themselves. Remember that. They like to talk about themselves. Take a minute and listen. Ask your team members about themselves. It's probably one of my finest qualities as a leader is I always say, tell me how you are. Tell me what's happening in your life. It's so important. So they talked about themselves. And then I said, all right, guys, it's time to get this book in process. We are going to work this book. And this book is a connection book. And what I did was I went to Michael's and I bought a bunch of sale happy planners. This is a medium happy planner. I bought a bunch of them on sale that didn't say 2020 on the front because they're kind of clearing out those, right? So I found that book and I'm going to tell you what I did with each tab. Each tab, and I'm going to give this whole file to Maggie, but this is going to be helpful if I show you. Each tab, I tore out all the calendar pages and I made it work for me, okay? And that's what I did. And it was very simple. And then even still in the back of the book, we still have October, November, and December. But I tore everything out for them so they would have a book they could keep with them. They could do coaching. I call them connection calls, because I think coaching calls a little rough. We'll get into that. So right away, the first thing I asked them to do, I said, if you could have any amount of money from Sensi, tell me your goal and your dream paycheck. And there you go. I updated this with the new logo, and that is their dream and their goal paycheck. They sat there for a minute and they said, what is that number? So I gave them a few minutes and they wrote that out, but it was a minute for them to dream big. I get super emotional about it. I'm so sorry. A lot of us don't know when and where to dream. We don't know what we want. But the first thing is this book is what would make your life easy? What would help your husband, your significant other, help pay your kids' school? Gosh darn it, put a pair of shoes on your kids' feet. That's what I want right here. I want your dream and I want your goal and I want it to stay in the very front of your book. So the first thing is your gold paycheck and it's on cardstock. Okay. These papers and these forms can be put on cardstock or not. So that was kind of the first one out of the gate and that stays there for them to look at. The next one is the annual awards. I tell my team, and I'm going to share with you, there's one way to live the Scentsy life, and that's called the annual life. What's the annual life? Working towards annual sales and annual mentor every single time. Every single time. Guess what? You earn trips, you get prizes, and it really changes your business. I was one of those people, honestly, I'm gonna say a little story about myself. I hit annual sales and mentor this year for the first time. I set a goal. I said, I know. I did them both because I said, I'm going to do it. And when I say something, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. So the first thing, and I have a little label maker that I put right over that January tab. It says annual awards. And when you see this file, I broke it down by a tab of the page. You're going to love it. And it's either the medium, the classic happy planner, which you can buy a hole punch on Amazon. I see a hole punch thing. Also, there's a large file, which is a notebook. So don't tell me if you don't have a happy planner and you can't do this. You can go to Kmart or wherever and buy a cheap notebook, go to Target and do this with your team. You don't have to buy the happy planner. By the way, I got this on sale for $3 at Michael's. Not a bad deal. So I do the medium happy planner. So on that annual awards, I made this beautiful sheet. It came out of our Scentsy planner, and it is the annual award tracker. This book is going to someone tomorrow in the mail. She just promoted, and I'm going to give her this. This is your Bible right here. You got to follow this. This is how you know your numbers. You're not going to wait and try to look and figure it out. Track your numbers. Track your stuff, guys. Absolutely, without a doubt. So page number 1 is annual awards, okay? So see, this book is still really about you too. The next one, here we go. The next tab right here, coaching forms. Before I talk about coaching and connecting, do coaching calls scare anyone? Do they intimidate you? Raise your hand. Let's talk. Yeah? Anybody else? A couple people. Yeah. You know what? I remember a couple years ago when Chloe started talking about these coaching calls, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. I said the same thing. You know why? Kaylee, because you raised your hand, I'm calling on you. I thought, I don't know how to coach. I don't have a whistle. I'm thinking to my head, how am I going to coach? I mean, this is what my thought was. I'm not a coach. I just changed it. I know she's dying. Sorry, I'm a little crazy. What I did was I said, I need to change the name. I can't call it a coaching call. Even though it says coaching form, I need to connect. To me, it's about connecting. So maybe a connection call. When I ask my team who's ready by level for connection calls, guess what? They respond. They want to connect. But let me tell you what I really do when I get to them, because I'm learning how to coach. I even got a whistle. Just kidding. I didn't buy a whistle. Please don't. I swear I don't have a whistle. So right here is your coaching call checklist. Okay. This is what the form looks like. This is the next thing. And you can see inside my planner, if they're turned sideways, that means you hole punch them at the top. I made it so easy for you in this Bible. You're going to love it. So my coaching call checklist is what I do is when I've taken a group of people, may I say leads or all my current directors, and I say, who is ready for a connection call? I'm setting dates and times up right now. I wait for them to respond. I said, who's ready to connect? I give my directors 30 minutes because, you know, they need a little more. 15 minutes is all I do with everybody else. Okay. So now I'm going to call all my leads and say, are you ready for a connection? Right here, I'm going to say her name. Right here, I'm going to say focus number 1, PRV. Focus number 2, sponsoring. Focus number 3, team training. You need those 3 things as a leader. Without a doubt, you've got to have PRV, you've got to sponsor, and you've got to connect with your team. So any additional notes? This is where I write their goals. I say, what is your goal for this month? Tell me what your PRV and your sponsoring goals. And this is when I connect with them right here. Are you doing any team training? Right here on this connection form. After that is my other form. I have it broken down in a smaller form, but I have a big one so I can read it better for you guys. So these are my top 10 tips. And this is inside this book. You're getting this too. Inside this book, you get it all. And now this one is going to show like this because it's hole punched on this way, this side. You'll see exactly each form when you get this document after I share with Maggie. So the top 10 tips for successful coaching / connection calls, because that's what I'm going to call it. You don't have to, is tip number 1. Whatever you talk about, keep it confidential. I can't stress that enough. Keep it confidential. It is really important. It's no one else's business. No one else's business. Tip number 2, sandwich the negative feedback with the positive feedback. I'm going to say a bad word, guys. I call it the shit sandwich, right? Because you start off and you say, this is what you've done great. Talk to them about what they need to work on. Wrap it up with their dreams and their goals and what their next month's going to look like. That's a shit sandwich because the shit's right in the middle. So I'm sorry. Number 2, if I offended anybody, I'm so sorry. Sandwich the negative feedback with the positive because you always want to start good and you always want to end good. In the middle is all the icky stuff. If you have that. Okay. Number 3, tie performance feedback to the data. So on number 3, to me, I said, how can I start talking and connecting with anyone if I don't look at her numbers the past few months? You can see a pattern. As you're connecting, you're learning a pattern. Did they go through something? Are they having a hard time? That's what the connection calls are. And I'm going to ask you at least once a month with your team, at least. If you could do more, twice a month, that's great as well. But start with once a month, start with baby steps, okay? Tip number 4, provide specific examples. Ashley said the shit sandwich was perfect. Okay, Ash, you're okay? I didn't say bad words. I didn't offend anybody. I promise I won't say any more than that. I promise. Number 4, so provide them specific examples. If they're like, well, I'm not sure where to get my PRV. I'm not sure how to sponsor. Provide them specific examples. It really helps. Tell them something you've been through. You know, I had that fear, but then the first time I flipped a party, I had the fear of I was giving up everything. But then it's now my thing I do. Whatever it is, share it. That's being honest and transparent. So good in connection calls. Tip number 5, make it 15 minutes, short and sweet and to the point. I don't want to hear about your kids in that connection call. I'm sorry. That's not what it's about. We are connecting with business. Okay. I'm telling you, I've done it where I've hung up and said, call me back because now we'll talk about whatever else. I make it 15. It's my time too. I do a lot of these calls. That 15 minutes, I'm going to give them everything I got. As you can see, I'm a very passionate person. When I'm up, I want to share. Okay. Tip number 6, have them look at their own performance. Have them tell you how they're doing. Sometimes it's really hard for people to look back and go, I know my month was really bad last month, and they look back, they always have an excuse and just say, okay, we're past that. What are we doing this month? Let that month go. Let that month go. Okay. Tip number 7, collaborate with them when formulating an action plan. So let's see, Mary, you're trying to get to star. Well, you only have one teamie. Well, to get to star, you need 2 active teamies at least. So obviously, we need to work on sponsoring, Mary, to get you to that next level. You feeling what it's like? Now, tip number 8, there's only a couple more. Discuss the roadblocks and challenges to enhancing performance. We all have roadblocks and we all have challenges. Sometimes it's just an excuse. Ooh, I said it. Sometimes it's just an excuse. Guys, that's the truth. Everybody's got this. We're all just as busy. Stop saying you can't because you can. You can. Because when I can't, that means I certainly am not trying, broken down in an acronym. I don't want to hear you can't. I want to hear what you can do. 100%. That was tip number 8. Tip number 9, check in on progress towards goals. I always try to text the person I did a connection call with a couple days later to kind of feedback. And I'll put a little check next to their name. That means I not only connected, but I sent that text message to remind them that I'm not just watching, I'm following, and I heard them. People just want to be heard, most importantly. And tip number 10 is discuss their progress towards their goal. That is what you really do on these connection calls. See, I keep saying connection, right? And so I decided to put this right inside there as a piece of paper in this coaching form section of my Simple Leadership Bible. The next thing I gave you, oh, you're going to love this. You're like, I can't read that, Wendy. So what I'm going to tell you, it is a list of things that you can talk about with coaching them from essential to certified. Because you're like, I'm not sure what to say. Hi, here's a list of things you can talk about. Am I making it easy for you? Are you feeling it? Tell me you are. If you could unmute, I would want to say, hey, yeah, Wendy. Okay, tip number 2, another one, it goes, coach them from certified to lead. Guess what it says? Things like build your customer base, how to handle objections, branding, follow-up systems. Seriously, what level they are, I've got a page for you. Crazy, Wendy. From certified to lead, from lead to star, from star to superstar, from superstar to director. And that's it stopped at director. This notebook is yours. Whoever said they needed it, tell you. I'm telling you. I love Maggie, and I want you guys to have this. Woo! Okay, the next thing I put in there, and this is still on the coaching one. You know why? Because it's really good to have access to Sensational Start right in front of you, because half the time I can't remember all the things. Kaylee's like, I needed that, right here in front of you. So you can say, you know, girl, you are so close to Sensational Start level 2. Don't forget, it's all about that trophy warmer. Level 2 and level 3 are what my people hit, because what I say, this is what we do. OC Sense Family of Team, this is what we do. We hit level 2 or level 3 because that's what we do. We want that trophy warmer. Want to see a picture of it? Boom. Yeah, it's amazing. So how did you feel about that coaching connection section? Was it good? Okay. So the next one is called the 3 legs. And if you follow Chloe Cox, you've seen this 3 legs of success. And I'm going to show you this document. But the coolest thing is, remember I talked about those 3 things you need to work on? They're broken down in here as well. You could look at this and go, okay, so first of all, it does talk about self-care, because you can't fill from an empty cup. Don't forget, take the time. I could talk about self-care in a whole nother call, because I'm very passionate about it. My thing is my workout every morning. It gives me natural energy. I don't need coffee because I get a workout. It's whatever it is, your thing. Anyway, we're going to talk about this. 3 layers of success. So it says number 1 is sales, PRV, has ideas of what you can share with them if you've seen this form. Tip number 2, sponsoring and some ideas. Hello. Tip number 3, coaching. Oh, no whistles needed, but number 3 is coaching, I promise. So that form to me is another thing. If I don't want to coach them from a title to a title, it's really good to help the person. It's a really good connection form whatsoever. Okay. Oh, then we're on, this one is called, what did I call this one? It's promotions. Because how are you going to help somebody get to the next level if you don't have this super new, clean form document? You've seen the blurry vision floating around, team. Not me. I redid this. This is how you're going to figure out how to calculate group wholesale volume into PRV. We all know we need that. So if you're like, Cinnamon's shaking her head. That's right, Cinnamon. So if you're like, you got to get to 2,500, they're all, I'm at 1,500. How much PRV is that? I teach them in here because it shows you how to break it down. It's the difference of the 2 divided by 75%. I know that because I'm a numbers girl and I memorize everything, but most people don't. So this is your form that shows you what each title needs, how much the PRV, and then how to flip it around and convert that PRV. If you need a little help, Maggie can help you with that as well. Again, this numbers needed to promote is what needs to be in this book. This is your connection book all around. Okay, and last but not least, one more page here, because to me, oh, and then a workstation reports. Okay, I got a couple things. This last one is called Track Your Teamies. You may have a team of one. You're going to have one paper. You're going to have one form. And this is what it looks like. The first box says WC, that is, will cancel, or they're going to cancel this month. Well, obviously you're going to write no, because we're still in a COVID pandemic. But it talks about what their month was. Month after month, at the end of the month, guess what? I go in and I write down what that teamie did. When they join, they get a piece of paper. It's going to say their join date, their shooting star date, and their sensational start. Guess what? I don't have to look at the computer. I could be on the road, on my phone. Somebody calls and wants to know their sensational start date, or I'm coaching them and talking to them. It's right here on this paper. Some of you aren't paper people, but I always believe having a backup is always a good thing. So the front page is all the stats about them, okay? The back page is their heart and soul. This should be your first connection call right here. Are you hearing me? I just gave you your first connection call. It asks things like their partner's name, their kid's name, okay? Birthday, anniversary. But my favorite part, it says your favorite gift card. Why is that important? You want to give them a little prize? You know that Mary loves Starbucks. Send her a $5 Starbucks gift card, right? Do a virtual one. Then it'll say like location they like, where they live, favorite gift card, favorite restaurant. What is your favorite treat yourself? Do people ask that? Not enough. What hobbies do you have? I found out one of my girls collects the same thing I do. We love Ray Dunn. I didn't know that. I hadn't seen pictures of her house. It was a connection, okay? Favorite way to communicate? Why did you join Sensi? That's interesting. What are your goals? How much would you like to make a month? How many parties would that be? Break it down. Your strengths, your weaknesses, and how can I help? So I want you to connect with their heart first, right? As you have that, this is all the front side and all the stats, but the most important, I run these back to back. But if you don't want to do that and it's too hard to do it in a printer, just put the one page, run the next sheet, and keep them together in your notebook. I do front and back because I kind of have a lot of teamies that I work with. So this Track Your Teamies is amazing. The next thing I did, I put in here because it kind of is important, and I think we all struggle with this. Am I taking too long? Are you guys okay? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm almost done. Basic workstation reports. Wait, what? Yeah, how to pull basic workstation reports. All of them are underneath this, and it talks about annual sales and annual mentor and team addresses, anniversaries. Oh, we can do that? It's in your Bible. You can, and you will. And then the last thing, I created this so long ago, and I keep updating it, and it is the only thing that we train on in the OC Sense family of teams. It's called Train Your Teamie Document, and everybody that joins, if I have a big group that joins, I'll put them all together on a Zoom and do this at one time, because come on, don't duplicate yourself. But if I can do a one-on-one, I do this. Here's your Train Your Teamie Document. It is a 2-page document. It is in 3 sections, and it starts off with 1 or 2 days after enrollment, goes into section 2, 4 to 6 days after enrollment. But if you go over this, maybe in 2 sections or so with your new teamie, you're not going to miss a beat. It goes down to Amy, email scams, monthly newsletters, subscriptions. Are you interested in sponsoring? All the things. Train Your Teamie Document is everything you really need to train your teamie as well. Because I believe when you give your teamies at lead, when they have one, you give them the success, and you give them something that's tangible, something they can hold. They have the power, and they know they can be a great leader. It has completely changed my business. As you can ask Maggie, how has my team wholesale volume been since I started this system in November? Through the roof. Through the roof. I'm like in top 20. I'm not trying to be braggy at all, but it's funny. You are what you put into it. You are what you put into it. And suddenly, okay, let's go back. I started off and I wanted to build a big team, and I'm like, I need to build directors. So I did all my director programs, which have been successful. And that's what I did: a star program, launched a stardom, and a director program. That was my focus. Get to star, get to director. I kind of forgot about the leads and the superstars, but I promoted a lot of them and got to my directors. Suddenly I'm like, I'm not paying attention to my team as much. I was so focused on the big directors, and it happened. I'm telling you the truth. I failed. I didn't do as well as I should have. I mean, nothing happened. It wasn't a big deal, but suddenly I put my focus into it, and this came to mind. And there you have it. It has been my thing that I do, and it's something that I teach on and I train on, and I'm so passionate about it. And I just love. I had 2 email scans. See, that train your teamie goes over everything. I need another drink of water. Talking so much, guys. So, any questions? How do you guys feel? I'm just going to send this over to Maggie, and it's going to say medium happy planner, right? And it's going to say large. The large one is just a regular size notebook. There are no excuses why you can't do this leadership Bible, I'll call it. There's no reason why you can't. Get a regular notebook, do it for your team. I'm telling you, I want you to grow. I want all of you to have success in Scentsy. You think I don't mean it? No, I do. 100%. I believe in you. I appreciate your time. And if I have any questions I can answer from you guys, I'd love to spend a few more minutes, but I know I've been on long and I'm sharing all the things, but my heart is to give you guys. So thank you for letting me be
doing
here.
this. Like, everybody's mind is blown. My mind is blown. And like,
What?
I know all these things. But having it all in one place and having it all organized, and like, this is bananas, Wendy. Like, I can't even believe that this is amazing. And I know that some of y'all have questions. If you want to raise your hand, we can unmute you. I've got you on gallery view now so that you can see everybody. I cannot wait to get these files from you and start like handing these out like candy. This is amazing. Amazing. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to raise their hand? Anybody? You can unmute yourself. I've got
Someone said, do you keep a notebook? I'm not reading the chat. Is there anything in the chat, Maggie, that you need to see? Well, I take some on WhatsApp.
Vanessa says, Wendy, do you keep a notebook or file for each teamie, or do you file everything into one notebook and keep it organized in there?
One notebook. Yep. My teamies is all of the people that's in one file, all my teamies. And then for you, Maggie, if you like, I also created a director file for directors and above. Of course I did.
I mean,
with their dreams and their goals. Yeah.
Yeah. I need all those things. File. I just need you to come like live at my house forever.
I'm there.
And you can sit in my pocket and tell me all the things. Cause I just want to bottle you up. If I could have a Wendy in my pocket every day, it'd be a great day. Okay. So Kaylee says, I was so overwhelmed. I've been kind of limping along. I'm unsure of everything. And it's scared to even dive into it, but I'm so happy to have this. So this is exciting. This is super exciting.
There you are. Oh, sweetheart.
Super exciting.
All together in one place. Yeah. You don't need a whistle. You're going to coach, girlfriend.
I loved your whistle comment, and I'm totally buying you a whistle. I'm going to bling it out. I'm going to put rhinestones on it. I'm going to Wendy it up. We're going to get you a whistle. I love it. Somebody up here asked earlier about the preferences page, about like, when you said, kind of what things make you tick, what gift cards do you like, what's your favorite, whatever.
Yes.
Do you always ask those things in person on a call, or do you send out a Google form and have them fill it out? How do you do that?
No. I'm a person, remember? Okay. And better yet, if I can be on Messenger and see their face, my first connection is face to face.
Okay.
It is so, guys, when you see someone talk about their passion or their hobbies, it's magical. It's magical. You feel their heart. And that's the first connection call I start with. You guys are going to start with that. You're going to feel their heart and soul, and they may want to show you things. So do a Facebook Messenger, or however you do your Zoom together. You can do whatever works for you, but look at their face first if you can. And remember, that's the backside of that Track Your Teamie document. And that is the one, their heart. That is their heart. The front side is their stats. That's the numbers, but you need them both to connect with the people. So
Sydney says, I've been watching so many training videos trying to find which systems works for me and my team. This is the one.
Oh, makes me happy. Put
I'm
it to
so
use.
excited about this. I didn't even know that
Put
you
it to
did
use.
this. Wendy was like, hey, will you come train my team on Sensi Club? And I was like, sure. And she was like, I don't know if I can even tell your people anything, but like I have this leadership book that I do. And I was like, well, I want that, obviously. I didn't even know about any of this stuff. I mean, I know it, but it's one of those things that having everything together and all in one place so that you don't even have to think about it, like
Nope.
life changing. This is amazing. I'm so excited about all of this. Thank you so much for being on here.
Thank
Wendy.
you.
I have this recorded and I will send it to you so that you can upload it to your YouTube and so that everybody else.
I just
can
revamped my
watch this.
YouTube. Did you
You
see it?
did? No, I haven't seen it yet. I need to go
got
see
the
it.
covers on, and I'm trying. I'm
You're
trying to be
so
all fun and
fancy.
hip.
So
All you
fancy.
millennials, you know, I'm the old one of the house here. You know, 56.
No,
Woohoo!
girl. Have you seen my YouTube? I am not up there in that game. I need to get
just
on your
did just
level.
2 weeks ago. Honestly,
It's rough.
just changed it.
I love it. Thank you for being on
Thank
here.
you.
I love you to pieces. You are a gem. This is going to change lives. Already
Text
has.
me your email, Maggie.
I
Okay,
will.
I'm going to email it to you right now.
I will. Thank you guys.
Love you guys.
Love y'all. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Good luck.
Bye.